Hello, this is Wolf from Barefoot Bushcraft. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Today we're going to go over how to make this beautiful necklace, which is made out of stone and bone with real bear claws. Every time I wear it around students, I get endless comments and questions about it, and it is attached to what was my favorite neck knife. I am now going to change that out for this. This is the Condor Cavelore. They're a similar size, so they're going to work really well as a neck knife. This, to me, is kind of pushing the top edge of how big a neck knife should be, but we're going to give it a try. So before we begin making a necklace like this, we have to get all the materials. So again, these are real bear claws that I got from an indigenous store. And then these are stone and bone beads. So I have them all. So here are my stone beads. I believe they call these pipe beads, and these are my smaller beads. And then these here are all of my bear claws. Now, bear claws, of course, let's face it, they're body parts. So over time, if you don't do something with these and you don't do something to preserve them, they're going to degrade and they're going to fall apart, which is why online a lot you'll see them made out of resin. But these are the real things. So what I have done to preserve these pieces is I went to the dollar store and I bought clear nail polish, and I will put 5 or 6 coats of clear nail polish on them, which I have done, so you don't have to watch me do it. I laid them out on plastic, opened this up, and just painted them. And then when they were dry, turned them all over, painted them again. So they have 5 or 6 coats on it. And what that will do is seal in all the biological components of the bear claw and make them last a lot longer. These ones here are 5, 6 years old, something like that. So I've had them on there a long time and they're in really good shape. The next thing I'm going to need, of course, is some string. This is some super heavy, heavy-duty leather sewing material. You're not going to break that. Like, it will probably break me or hurt me before it breaks through. And then, of course, a couple sets of pliers. So these are the tools you're going to need to make this exact necklace. So let's go ahead and begin. So now that I've decided I'm going to drill through these, I need to have my Dremel tool, which is basically just a small drill. I'm going to have a piece of scrap wood that I'm going to put down so that when I drill into them, I won't damage my workspace, right? So I'm going to put them here, and then I'm going to drill a hole. And of course, most importantly, I have some safety goggles. And if your ears are sensitive, I would make sure that you have some hearing protection on as well. So we're going to go ahead here. I will mute the sound, put some music over it, and I'm going to drill all of these, and you'll see how that process goes. It's pretty simple because these are organic material. They're basically hair and nails, just kind of like your fingernail. The one thing I will say is be prepared for the odor. The drilling through organic material like this, the nails and stuff, it stinks. So the next thing I want to do is make sure that I can put this around my head. It's going to be a necklace, right? So I want to make sure that it fits right. So I'm going to make sure I take a little extra and make sure that when I pinch it like this, that I can get this on like that. And then I can get this off. But keep in mind, you want it a little loose because there's going to be like all kinds of beads and stuff hanging off of it. So that's about the right diameter. Of course, you can always make it smaller, right? So if I make it and I have like that much extra, I can tie it off, but I can't make it bigger. So I always make sure it's generous so that it will fit really well. And this is just string that I would use, leather sewing thread. It's super, super tough, so it's not going to break in the future unless something saws through it. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, take my knife out, right, and just put it a safe distance away because I don't need it. Then I'm going to take this thingy. This is the, however they put this little guy on. It's like the leather strap thing. You don't need that. Now I'm, of course, going to put this aside and save it because I may decide in the future that I want to put it back on or something. If I could figure out how the heck to do that knot. Get that off. There we go. So that's that. Alrighty. So basically now all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this exact pattern because I really like this pattern because I built it and designed it. So I'm going to take one of these beads, probably maybe like looking at this. I don't know if I need a big one. I can probably go with 2 smaller ones. get these guys out, and basically the next thing I do is just like threading a sewing needle, right? So I'll take 2 of these, right? And then all I do is I'm just going to push that through. All right, so in my final tying process, I tie 1 knot in there so the buggers can't like leave and flee and take off like my 10mm socket. So what I'm going to do now, this is when I'll use my pliers to try to get this knot as tight as possible. And you're really going to have to struggle with it because I want the knot to sit right down there, right? And I want a nice little overhand knot. And so I'm going to try to get it like this and put it in my pliers. All right, so it's all done. It's all tied off. All of my beads and everything are where I want them. And there's my leather sheath. So it fits over my head very nicely, which is what I wanted. I will grab the knife right there. Again, this is the Cavelore by Condor. And it goes in the sheath just like that. There we go. All done. That's kind of what I want. Again, this might be a little big for you for a neck knife, and that's okay. You don't have to use this. They make the Otzi or the Utzi, depending on your pronunciation. That might be a better choice for you. I like a little bit larger knife. Okay, so that's it. Again, this process is sacred. I am using parts of sacred animals that had to be hunted and killed in order for me to get this. Please treat these projects as that way. Don't just take all the excess and throw it in the garbage, right? Take it out into the forest if you have excess pieces. Or if I'm ever done with this, I don't take these little claws and just chuck them, right? You should dispose of them in an appropriate manner. Anyways, nonetheless, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I am Wolf for Barefoot Bushcraft. Please consider subscribing.